Share my screen. Okay. All right, let me blow this up a little bit for you. Oops, wrong way. Okay, so basically we have a company that makes chapstick, and they're producing 100,000 boxes, and it gives us some variable costs here.
Okay.
And one of the things that's confusing me is it says, however, a $50,000 charge for fixed manufacturing overhead will be absorbed by the product under the company's absorption costing system. I'm not sure what to do with that. So anyway, this is kind of what I have so far. I'm just trying to organize it where I have the these costs listed over here. So they say that if they outsource, there'll be a 20% reduction in direct materials. Let me get out of the way for you. There'll be a 20% reduction in direct materials. There'll be a 10% reduction in direct labor and a 10% reduction in manufacturing overhead. So I went ahead and I figured out what those new numbers would be. Those are right here. So that's these numbers minus 20, 10, and 10%.
Okay.
And I got new totals here, but I don't know if I need to do anything with like fixed manufacturing overhead or not. And I assume that this manufacturing overhead right here, which is where I get right over here, I'm assuming that that's variable manufacturing overhead.
I would have, that's per unit, so yeah.
Yeah, per unit. So yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead directly connected to the unit is going to be variable no matter what.
Okay, that's a good tip. So I can tell you that I took this number of $6.70, the total, and I put it right here under calculate the variable cost of producing one box of Chap-Off. And I put it here, and it's wrong.
Okay. So this is multiple problems that you're trying out. So you both of these are wrong. Everything's wrong, or is it just the first one?
I got everything wrong except for one, which is, I think I just got lucky. I think this one is right. I just make or buy. I think I just got lucky. Everything else I put here is wrong.
Okay, and you have 2 tries, correct?
Yes. So I've only used one of those tries.
So you missed 1A.
Yes.
Did you miss anything else?
Everything else.
So you've missed everything except the make or buy?
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess my first question would be, and I can give you some time to look this over, is why is $6.70 not the total variable cost?
Okay. After considerable research, a winter products line has been developed. Okay, how many are there per box?
There are 4. Let me look. I think there's 4, but let me.
Yeah, 4 tubes. So in boxes of 4 tubes. So the reason that 1A is incorrect is because you're supposed to calculate the total variable cost of producing one box, not one tube. So, okay. Never mind. That's not right because the accounting department has developed the following cost per box. So that should be $6.70. What? Okay. Let's assume that overhead. Okay, can you scroll down just a little bit?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. 1A and 1B. So assume the tubes of the chap-off are purchased from the outside supplier. 1 box of chap-off. Okay. Sylvan Industries accepts the purchase proposal. Direct labor and variable manufacturing overhead cost per box of chap-off would be reduced by 10%, and direct materials costs would be reduced by 20%. Okay.
And this is where I figured that here. This is the reduction, and this is the total of that reduction, 569, but that was incorrect.
Okay, so total variable cost of producing 1 box of chap-off. This is rough because I don't want to be, because you have to do this whole problem, correct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but it's best to.
Okay. So the total variable cost of producing 1 box of chap-off, what I'm getting here is that total variable cost of producing the 1 box of chap-off based upon good golly gosh. I'm going to go with what they're saying is that the manufacturing overhead is actually a fixed cost that is distributed over the current production.
Do you think it's just $340 plus $2?
Yeah. Eileen, you're not splashing, are you? Oh, I'm sorry, you gotta give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
No, no more splashing. You promised. Sorry. She's gonna cause a ton of water damage in the future here if we're not.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on that.
Sorry. Okay. See, this is the big thing where I'm like, I don't want to do this wrong.
Yeah. Well, you know, if we get it wrong, you can still change it. You just don't have no idea whether or not you changed it to the right thing.
Which is correct.
Okay, so that's with just direct materials and direct labor with no manufacturing overhead.
And there's only so you have 1C correct, right? It's a buy.
I believe that 1C is not correct. Here, I made a video of it. Let's see, where did it go? It's right here. Yeah, it's make.
Okay. So go ahead and change all the answers now that need to be changed.
Well, you mean the like
the ones that you're sure of. So 1C.
Yeah, 1C is make.
Okay. Because if that's the case, that actually tells you that it's going to cost less per box to make versus to buy.
Yeah, that's true.
So now we know that these are wrong.
Great. Let me go through the others real quick here. The only other there's only one other 50-50,
Yeah.
and it's already correct. So now all of the both of the 50-50s are correct.
Okay. So now that we have those two correct, let's go look at 1A and B plus the information to answer them.
Okay, so we're going to be making, so that means it's going to be cheaper to make than to buy, right?
Correct.
Right. How is that possible?
That is
because it tells us that there's a discount for outsourcing, right? Reduction in. I'm wondering if it has to do with that $50,000 charge. That's the only other number, right? Well, never mind. I'll just be quiet and let you read.
Okay. If I'm correct, that would mean that the manufacturing overhead does have an effect on there, because you're talking about how much it costs to produce one box.
Okay.
The product will be sold to wholesalers in boxes of 4 tubes for $8 per box. Because of excess capacity, no additional fixed manufacturing overhead costs will be incurred to produce the product. However, a $50,000 charge for fixed manufacturing overhead will be absorbed by the product under the company's absorption costing system. Using the estimated sales and production of 100,000 boxes of Chap-Off, the accounting department has developed the following cost per box. Okay.
So
that 50,000 would go towards, I guess, both of them, no matter what.
Towards the costs, right?
Yeah.
So let me make some room here. So here we have our costs, our total cost. And what if I were to do equals this number times, it's 100,000 boxes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the total cost, plus we put the 50,000. Okay, make more room here, and then add those together. Equals sum of both of these. Now we divide that by 100,000, right? To get the cost per box. $7.20. You see what I did?
Yeah.
You follow me?
Uh-huh.
So would that be my new
well, that would still make power.
This says it's a 50,000 additional charge, so we know that adds to the cost of each unit, but it calls it a fixed manufacturing overhead, and down here it's asking for variable costs. So how would that add to the variable cost?
Correct, it wouldn't. So there's an extra $1.10 per box for the 4 tubes. So you have for the regular one, you have the direct materials and the direct labors, which will vary depending upon the box. Okay. Then with the other one, you have the discount, but then you have to add on $1.10 because they're purchasing those boxes. You still have the direct materials dropped and the direct labor dropped. She's upstairs bathing. She did just splash. So I told her that if she does it again, she's in a lot of trouble. She just splashed. She got a lot of water on the floor.
Okay.
It's hidden in the candle.
So we think this is probably correct then. But then down here, we need to add $1.10 per box for the purchase.
Don't give it to her now. She's gonna get it wet. Just show it to her. Sorry. So make sure that the per cost box. So you just changed it, right?
No, it's the same, but I need to add $1.10 to it, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
To the second one. Okay, hang on a second. 452 plus $1.10.
562.
552, 602.
What?
Huh?
$1.10 to 452. Shouldn't it be 562?
Oh, excuse me. Yes.
Okay, and so that would fit with what we're looking at.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I just missed that as a variable cost. And I thought that this is a little confusing right here, because normally they list this because there's both variable and fixed manufacturing overhead.
Mm-hmm.
So shame on them for not indicating which one this is. Oh, I'm serious. And, working with these BYU Idaho tutors,
Mm-hmm.
I point those things out to them all the time, and they're like, yeah, I know, it's frustrating. I mean, everybody understands. I just think accountants make lousy teachers.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I ever become a teacher in accounting, I will turn to my students and I will say, this is a fixed cost, not a variable.
I feel much better now. Thank you. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. What would be the maximum purchase price acceptable to Sylvan Industries? So since they can make them for $5.40, wouldn't that also be the maximum purchase price that they would allow? Or is there more?
That's difficult. Because I remember there's a lot of things that I've lost as of late.
Yeah, I understand.
But particularly concerning this one, I remember that there's a specific way to figure out this answer, and it's not as easy as taking the number that they said, because there's different things that go into it, and it's basically, it has to be the minimum. I think it would be 8. Okay. How much they would gain off of. So if they.
Oh, yeah, because they sell it for $8 a box.
Correct. Because they sell it for $8 a box, there's a connection there between those. Oh, good golly goodness. Okay.
You looking for the book?
Yeah, I'm looking in chapter 10. Make or buy analysis. Here we are. Darn it.
What?
This doesn't help me at all.
Oh, no.
Okay.
What did you call it? Make or what analysis?
It's make or buy.
Oh. Maybe it's somewhere else in the book there.
Yeah. Over here, chapter 10. Determine the value of obtaining. Oh, it has to be here in 10-3.
Oh.
Because it's a make or buy analysis.
I don't normally go to Course Hero because it does never help me. But this is showing part of a problem that's very similar. And it shows that the maximum purchase price acceptable is $1.11. And the other numbers I'm seeing around it are not the same as my question, but they're very similar to my question. So I think we're looking at something in that range.
So where do we draw the $1.11? Okay, so they're purchasing the box currently at $1.10.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do they draw the 111 from? That's the question.
Yeah, it doesn't say, and they have most of the question blurred out so that you subscribe to their service. So, but anyway, I'll keep looking. I just thought that might be a helpful hint.
Okay, if it's $1.10 per $1.11, what do you know what the numbers are that they use for that question?
Here, I'll show it to you. Oh, wasn't it on the screen just a moment ago?
Well, I saw just the $1.11, but I didn't see much else.
There isn't much else. You see, that's the whole thing, right?
Okay.
Kind of right here.
What I'm trying to look for is the first few numbers, but because they don't have them, I can't.
Right. So
Chegg actually helped me out a lot. It's for the particular questions that I really couldn't get. And I wish I could run through these problems with you, like on my homework. I won't worry about it. Yes, but I think I'm on the verge of answering it.
Do we just take the difference between the two variable costs and add that to the $1.10? So that's 12 cents. Would we add that to the $1.10? So it'd be like $1.22.
I'm thinking that that's the case.
Is that the path you're going down?
But it would be 22 cents as the difference between them.
22, but then yeah, that's 22. Oh, it's 22 cents. Oh yeah, 22 cents plus $1.10 would be $1.32. Or yeah, $1.32.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be the answer here? Is $1.32?
Purchase price acceptable to Sylvan Industries.
So this is the purchase price of them purchasing tubes from an outside supplier, right? I've read it as purchase price, like purchasing the boxes of 8 or boxes of 4 tubes.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's right. I think it's talking about the purchase there, Sven's purchase or Sylvan's purchase of the tubes.
Yeah, because Sylvan is purchasing the tubes from the group, and so
Right.
we're trying to determine how much is Sylvan willing to pay to purchase a box of tubes. And I don't think it's that difference.
You don't?
That's cute. Yeah. Can you scroll up one more time?
Yep.
And what's the difference between 670 and the other one? So when you add all the costs up together, what's the difference between 670 and the other number?
And the 540? No, that's not what you mean.
No, so the full cost of if you were to buy it.
If you were to buy it, that's $8.
No. So if they were to buy the boxes from the outside source.
If they buy, let's see. If they buy it from a supplier, it would be $1.10 per box.
Sorry, what was that?
If they buy these boxes from the supplier, they're $1.10 per box.
Okay. So when you discount the direct materials, direct labors, and the overhead, what does that add up to?
$5.62. Oh, wait. Hang on. Sorry, it's $5.69.
And the difference between 670 and 569 is about $1.01, correct?
You did a really good.
Sounds good to me.
But that was really good.
Um,
You're going to watch TV? No, TV.
Oh, no, wait, that is vegan. So that is one.
Jerry, can you watch television below?
if you're on the phone, but not here,
No, on the phone.
and then you have to keep it quiet, okay? Okay, so I'm looking at the book here, and it says an example of a make or buy. So it says the company's accounting department reports the following costs of producing 8,000 units of the shifter internally. Oh, of the shifter internally each year. So it's $21 per unit. And it says an outside supplier is offered to sell 8,000 shifters a year to Mountain Goat Cycles for a price of only $19 each, or a total of 152,000. So should the company stop producing the shifters internally and buy them from the outside supplier? So you have to focus on the relevant costs.
Right. But is this question different than that? Because it says, what would be the maximum purchase price acceptable? It's not asking,
Right.
It's not asking which should they do. It's saying, okay, well, we know which one they should do, but what's the breaking point? What's the maximum price they should allow before they say no thanks?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have access to your old homework then?
No, I don't have access to any of that. Special orders don't matter here. I know about constraints now. That's difficult. Okay, so why can I not remember this? This is so hard drawing back on it. So
do you wanna make a phone back?
I don't want to waste your time currently. And so is there a possible way that we can stop? I'll sit down and I'll look at this and I'll call you back.
That'd be fine. You want to skip it for now and then come back to it, because I don't think we need to know that number for the others. But if we find that we do, then we can take a break.
Let's skip that one and we'll look at the other ones for right now, because that one's, I can't remember anything about it.
Okay. I was just labeling these because the next question has us change a few of these numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is, instead of selling 100,000 boxes, revised estimates show a sales of 124,000 boxes. At this new volume, additional equipment must be acquired. So we're going to have an additional expense of renting the equipment of $26,000. Assume that the outside supplier will not accept an order for less than 124,000 boxes. So calculate the total relevant costs in making 124,000 boxes and total relevant costs of buying 124,000 boxes.
Okay, so what are the changing? What changes based upon that?
So let's see here. I don't think our variable costs change.
Okay.
And our fixed manufacturing overhead does not change, because it didn't say anything about that. This one here does change though, which this is the total cost times 100,000 units. So we're going to change that.
It shouldn't be 100 anymore, because now they're selling 24,000.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually that over here, and then I can just do 124,000 boxes, and that'll update that.
Okay. Then you
okay,
have
and then
cost.
Say that again.
So you have the fixed cost, which you have there, but I'm trying to think about. So that one stays the same no matter what.
Right.
But then you have to add on top of that the extra 26.
Yes. So let's add that right here. Let's see. 26,000 equipment rental. So equals 26,000 equipment rental. And then the total cost then would be C26 to C27, C26, actually C28 instead.
Much lower, 200.
Okay. Okay. So I think I have everything now correct on the manufacturing side of things. I have $6.70 as the total of the variable cost plus the manufacturing overhead. I have 124,000 times this number up here. Then I add the 50,000 fixed costs. Then I add the 26,000 rental costs. So C26 through C28. And that's a total of 906,800. So I think that's this one right here. Now buying. Take a look at that.
So you have to have the amount that they have there plus the $1.10, which we just learned about.
Let's see. Yeah, let me. That's right here. So this is the amount plus the dollar. So plus $1.10. That's going to think it's a formula. Excuse me. So that would make this 562. That changes this. Now, do we still have those fixed costs with the outsourcing? The 50,000?
Look back at the question.
Okay. It says.
Or sorry, look up at the problem at the top.
Yeah.
It says 50,000 charge for fixed manufacturing overhead will be absorbed by the product under the company's absorption costing system. So regardless, the 50,000 is going to be there.
That's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the $26,000 rental, though, would not be there.
No, that one's gone.
Okay. So I have a total cost then of $746,880 for the 124,000 boxes.
$746,880.
Right, because we had the additional expense of the equipment. And the price per unit was lower outsourcing.
Correct.
So, and we made more of them. So, and it does fit the answer in B that we know is correct, that we would want to buy in this situation.
Correct.
Okay, so are you good with these numbers?
I have a question about them, but we'll have to see that when we ask,
Sure.
when we do the question, I suppose, or when we ask for a work through.
Okay, refer to the data in 3 above. Assume that the outside supplier will accept any order of any size for the tubes at $10 per box. Which is the best alternative? We know that make all 124,000 boxes is wrong. I don't even know why I put that. I would say buy all 124,000 boxes would be the right answer based on these results up here. Oh, wait. Excuse me. Before, was it more advantageous to make them? Let's see. Yeah, it was. And that was at 100,000. So that would mean we would want to make them at 100,000 and buy 24,000.
I would say yes, and the only reason is because you don't add on all that ridiculous excess cost for the extra 24,000.
Right.
You're only purchasing them.
Right. Okay. Ready to check my work?
Not yet.
Okay.
I need to go in and I need to look at that one question.
This one up here?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Because I don't want to try it out yet.
Okay. You want to give me a call back then?
Yeah, I'll call you back. Okay?
Okay. You want to take a screenshot or something?
Scroll up. Stop there. Scroll down a little more. All right. Okay.
Really appreciate your help.
No problem. I'll call you back when I figure it out.